Hi, I'm Drew Dodson with Lake Valley Community Church.
And I'm John McCallum from First Baptist Church here in town. And we want to tell you about an opportunity to work together as brothers and sisters in Christ to help one of our hurting neighbors.
We do have a hurting neighbor. We have a neighbor who is laying beside the road, has been beaten up, is bloodied, is laying out there with no shelter. And I'm talking about our international neighbor, Haiti. There are still children living in tents, there are parents who need jobs, there are pastors who need training. And we at the church in Hot Springs, we have an opportunity to help our neighbor. We would like to thank you for joining us in this effort. I've asked John to say a word about how we can help the children there and how we can sponsor a child in Haiti.
Some years ago, my wife and I were moved to participate in World Vision's sponsoring a child program. I hold in my hand a picture that I'm sure the video won't pick up very good, but it's a little boy named Tobias Auma who lives in Kenya. Through $35 a month, my wife and I are able to see that he and his family are getting the kind of things that can help Tobias grow up and actually make a life for himself and for his family. And World Vision has been such a partner for us. They're so networked in the world that they can get the supply to the need. So we've chosen to work with them and found it to be a good experience. We send Christmas cards. We'll occasionally get something back from Tobias in his own handwriting. We get a progress report telling us how he's doing in school. It's a great, great experience, very rewarding, and a way to extend the hand of Christ all around the world. We go to Africa, but that need is even greater in Haiti right now.
Right now. And we're inviting you to sponsor a child in Haiti through World Vision. Watch this short clip about World Vision and about their ministry.
Thank you, World Vision.
Well, of course, it's not just the children who need help. Their parents need help too, but they don't need or want another handout. They're just like us. They want the dignity of a job, the dignity of providing for their children. They do need some help. They don't need another handout. You have the opportunity to sponsor the training of an existing small business owner in Haiti for the purpose of job creation, to create jobs for the parents of these children. Our partner is a trusted partner named Partners Worldwide. They work in 18 countries around the world. They've helped create over 8,000 jobs. Take a look at this piece about creating jobs, not just another handout.
Machiavelli said, "The reason there will be no change is because the people who stand to lose from change have all the power. And the people who stand to gain from change have none of the power."
It becomes a way of colonizing the economies of the poor countries, a system of economic slavery.
Aid creates dependence. More aid and more aid and more aid.
Most of the money for aid doesn't actually get to the poor.
Aid has delayed the development of business in Africa. It has kept Africa behind.
It's time to change.
If the African nations today agreed together and say no more aid, I tell you they can grow slowly, but they can grow.
Economic transformation in the long term comes from locally owned businesses.
We need to transform our good intentions into things that actually work, allowing these individual human beings to create value and prosperity for themselves.
Entrepreneurship should become something that is the language and the life of our day-to-day people.
Business is the normative way that people rise out of poverty.
I've seen that. I've seen that through my business.
Small and medium-sized enterprises are a critical part in the development process. Job creation, employers who provide income for families who can take whole communities out of poverty.
And it grows and grows, and we begin to drive the bottom of the pyramid the other way around. We flip it around because it is possible.
People have lots of energy, lots of capacity.
These people are the engine of growth. They are changing slums into cities.
They're going to create success, they're going to create wealth that no state could ever create.
Instead of training job seekers, we train job makers.
Having a heart for the poor isn't hard. Can we have a mind for the poor? Can you really relate to the poor on a one-to-one basis, as equals, as partners, as colleagues?
Good intentions don't end poverty. Enterprise and freedom end poverty.
Economies can grow. And it's high time we stop telling our people they can't do it. Yes, we shall do it in the name of God.
Well, and of course, those children and their parents have pastors, and they need strong pastors. You know, really, at the end of the day, after all the help is given, the hope of Haiti is the Church of Jesus Christ. And the church in Haiti will not be strong unless it has strong leaders, strong pastors. Another opportunity you have is to sponsor the training of a carefully selected Haitian pastor. He'll be trained, and he will immediately begin training 100 other leaders and pastors. He'll be trained in a U.S. accredited theological degree. Let me introduce you to BUILD, the Biblical Institute for Leadership Development. They are the global leader in church-based theological education. Take a look at what it takes to sponsor a pastor, about $100 a month, and what BUILD can accomplish.
Jesus commanded his followers in the Great Commission to go and make disciples of all nations. Christ followers believe the message of Jesus is like water to a dry and thirsty land. Yet, as we look around, the problems seem too numerous and too immense to overcome. The desert overwhelms us. Church planting movements in India predict there will be 200 million new Christian believers in the next 10 years, with poorly trained pastors and leaders to shepherd them, if any at all. While the numbers of new believers in Africa grew to 230 million over the last century, many have fallen back into old beliefs. Training leaders in the traditional seminary campus-based model can take many years and tens of thousands of dollars each. Using this approach around the world would require $15 billion every year. The best and brightest are uprooted from their families, ministries, and local churches, cutting the local church out completely.
Churches find themselves with a desperate lack of leadership.
All efforts to train Christian disciples and leaders seem like a drop in the desert. But to stem this worldwide discipleship and leadership void, we don't need a drop or a trickle or a stream. We need a torrent. This isn't a new problem. Martin Luther witnessed it among the churches and church leaders of his day. He wrote, "Good God, what wretchedness I beheld! The common people have no knowledge of the Christian teaching, and unfortunately, many pastors are quite incompetent and quite unfitted for teaching." The need for deep biblical teaching continues today.
We have to have good quality education to understand the scriptures, to understand what God was saying and why God was saying it.
Yet an excellent example exists.
The main idea behind BUILD is training leaders in the context of their life situation, which in the church means training leaders in the context of the ministry. And we want those who are involved in the ministry to be in the process, just like Jesus trained the 12 or just like Paul trained Timothy.
At BUILD, 3 central concepts are key. Jesus taught informally and deeply. while he and his disciples lived their daily lives. Second, all BUILD programs are designed and taught in churches, for churches, and by church leaders. BUILD repositions local churches at the center of the preparation of leaders. Third, BUILD education produces practical ministry skills, godly character development, and deep biblical understanding. BUILD International is helping churches develop their own leaders, from disciple to doctor.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll take this seriously. You have the resources to help, and your help can extend in ways that will touch lives, that will last not just for now, not just meeting needs for now, but will touch their lives for Christ. And so I encourage you to think deeply, pray deeply, and dig in and help these children to a better life.
We do want to thank you. We're hoping this not only helps the children and the parents and the pastors of Haiti. Our hope is that this is a great encouragement and unifier here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, for those of us who follow Jesus here. And our prayer is that this effort will prove to be a glory to His name, that it will strengthen His church in Haiti and here in Hot Springs, and that it will serve for the advance of His gospel. Thank you guys for joining with us.